Demat accounts for NRIs explained. PIS, NRE, NRO, the complete guide for compliant investing. This section explains the regulatory framework governing how NRIs can legally invest in Indian securities market. Why you can't use a regular Demat account. Once an individual becomes an NRI, continuing to operate a resident Demat account becomes non-compliant under FEMA. Key requirements include all investments must be routed through NRE or NRO accounts. SEBI mandates the use of the portfolio investment scheme for NRE-based equity investments. RBI requires PIS approval through a designated bank. Failure to convert the account constitutes a FEMA violation. Depository participants must be informed immediately upon change in residency. This is a mandatory transition, not optional. Two types of NRI Demat accounts. There are two primary structures. NRE PIS route, funded through foreign income, fully reputable investments, requires RBI PIS approval, TDS applicable on capital gains, linked to NRE bank accounts suitable for NRIs earning abroad. NRO non-PIS route, funded through Indian income, non-reputable investments, no PIS approval required, TDS on dividends and gains, linked to NRO account, suitable for India-based income. What is the Portfolio Investment Scheme PIS? PIS is an RBI regulated framework allowing NRIs to trade listed equities. Key points: mandatory for all reputable equity investments via NRE. All transactions are reported to RBI through the designated bank. Only one PIS account per NRI is permitted. Investment limits apply: 5% individual, 10% aggregate, extendable to 24%. Not required for mutual funds or IPO investments. Futures and options are permitted only through NRO non-PIS route. Documents required: to open an NRI Demat account, the following are required: valid passport including visa page, PAN card, mandatory for all transactions, NRE or NRO bank account documentation, PIS approval letter for NRE accounts, overseas address proof, FATCA declaration, in-person verification through embassy, consulate or authorized channel. Incomplete documentation will delay onboarding. What NRIs can and cannot trade. Permitted instruments include listed equity shares, government securities, ETFs and bonds, mutual funds and IPOs, corporate bonds. Restricted or prohibited activities include intraday trading, commodity or currency derivatives, futures and options except through NRO, investment in agricultural land or plantation property. These restrictions are strictly enforced. Taxation on NRI Demat transactions. Tax treatment is as follows: short-term capital gains 20% TDS for holdings under 12 months, long-term capital gains 12.5% on gains above 1.25 lakh. Dividend income 20% TDS or reduced under DTAA. NRE PIS accounts, automatic TDS at the time of transaction. DTAA benefits applicable based on country of residence. Tax compliance is automated in many cases, but understanding the structure remains essential. If you're still operating a resident Demat account, you are currently exposed to FEMA compliance risk. This requires immediate correction. FEMA advisors can assess your structure and ensure full compliance with FEMA regulations. You may connect via FEMA consultant or FEMA.com to initiate a compliance check.